thank you so much for coming today. This is a really, really exciting event. We have some excellent student work that we're going to be talking about today. In addition, we have some very important people from our community that are here that we're going to be introducing. My name is Dr. Cynthia Herrera. I'm the director of the STEM grant here on our campus. And I'm going to introduce Jim Gilmore with Cypher, and he'll take it from here. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today in this holiday spirit of giving. And I know the students are ready to receive. Is that correct? My name is Jim Gilmer. I'm the Director of Government Relations and Development for Cypher. As I said before, it's exciting to be here to share this moment with the distinguished students who have really brought about some innovative ideas. All that participated are winners. Okay? Everyone is a winner because you stepped forward and you did something innovative and creative. And for that, I'm just going to go ahead and ask for the applause right now. Before we get started, we do have some notable dignitaries amongst us. First of all, I'd like to introduce from Senator Hannibal Jackson's office, Stanley Sankoff. Yes, Sankoff. All right. We also have a beloved commissioner from the Port of Miami, Mr. Jess Herrera. Also, we have Dr. Dan Jordan from Ventura County Behavioral Health and the Healthcare Agency. You won't give away so you know who you are. Okay, I reeled him in like last month. But. We also have Don Montgomery from BayPAC. We have amongst us as well distinguished faculty, and I don't know everyone, but Cynthia, you can help me. Faculty from Oxnard College.
Amy Edwards in the back.
Hi, Amy.
Chris Hansen. Lucy Solomon, where are you? Oh. Any more faculty? Okay. And sitting in the back.
Okay. Give a shout out to Oxnard College faculty. Thank you to Lucy. Did a great job with these students. Next, I'd like to introduce our Cypher team and my distinguished comrades and colleagues. Carried the torch this morning. Thank you so much. I'll start off to my right, Jeff McKenzie, Cypher, Director of Innovation and President. Our beloved Rondai McDag, who's our legal counsel, entrepreneur. Last but not least, Russell Bragada, who's our president. I saw him, there he is over there. Okay. Just got back from Florida. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Rondai and Russell, and they're going to commence our program for the awardees, and we'll go from there. At that point, talk a little bit about Cypher, if you will, too. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. So as you all know, we are here to celebrate the winners of the Sustainable Earth Decathlon that was held on October 24th and 25th over at LA Metro in downtown LA. We had the pleasure of some of the students' company and esteemed faculty and some of our honorees for the Changemaker Awards for 2014. But going back, taking a step back a little bit and talking about Cypher, what it is that we do, what it is that we believe in, and how we're achieving that with the help of Oxnard College and the students that participated. So at Cypher, we believe that young people like you, are often the least consulted members of the population, especially when it comes to issues that matter the most. And how we do our work is through our Fellows program, our hybrid STEAM collaboration with Oxnard College and the STEM program, and also our Sustainable Earth Decathlon. The challenge for this year really is to, the underlying objective is our mission, and that is to engage youth, 13 to 26, to come up with their own solutions for things that have to do with environmental sustainability and creating health equity for vulnerable communities, which are communities of color like ours. Our vision is to get out there and help create leaders who are socially responsible thinkers, doers, leaders, innovators, so that we can build healthy environments. And so with the Sustainable Earth Decathlon, it was very exciting because we had 4 finalists, 4 teams from Oxnard College's art appreciation class, art history class that Lucy H.D. Solomon teaches. And it's wonderful. If you look to my right, we have Maiden of Avalon, water desalinization. We have team erosion. We have H2 growth, and we have the drought leaders. And you can see the theme because the challenge for this year was to go out there, take a look at the environmental issues that face your communities and come up with your own solutions. And the solutions that came from this community is agricultural technology. So they're really the power that comes from looking at what this community faces and what our young folks are doing. Hopefully, some of you, investors, community leaders, government leaders, will take this to market, or at least take this kernel of an idea and expand it to see all the ways that we could help this community. I'd like to start off by introducing a member of our Blue Ribbon Committee, Jeff McKenzie. He was joined by Mike Lutomsky, the Director of Systems and Safety for SpaceX, and Terry Gubaton, who is the director over at Vermont Slauson Economic Development Corporation, which helps small businesses incubate and bring their ideas to market. And I'd like to ask Jeff his experience about being part of the Blue Ribbon Committee and helping judge the 5-minute PowerPoint presentations and the 2-minute presentations that the students had.
Yeah, I'll take a few minutes. I think it was very rewarding that the students showed leadership skills. They stepped out of the box and had to present their ideas. And it's not always easy to present in front of an audience. And you guys did an outstanding job of doing that and communicating your strategies, your concepts, your plans. And so for the panel member, it was very difficult for us to select winners because you all were winners. You all showed exemplary ideas and concepts, and we were very impressed. So for me, I'm a local business owner in Oxnard, and I am very motivated by young kids, young adults, who can show their talents and present, because most people don't get taught that. Sometimes you have to learn that, sometimes in a very difficult way. And the exemplary way you guys did that for the panel was very exceptional. And it was a very good learning experience for me because I just was impressed at the way the students showed their leadership skills. And I attribute that to not only Oxnard College, but Lucy and the professors here of how you're teaching your students. Because like Cypher is trying to reach students and give them ideas outside the box from communities and corporate leaders so that one day you guys can figure out how to be a corporate leader or a business owner or an entrepreneur or whatever you want to be. But it starts here, and I just want to thank all of you for allowing me to participate on the panel and seeing your ideas. It was very rewarding.
Turn it over to Lucy Solomon to find out what the inspiration was and the importance of art in coming up with innovation. Lucy.
Thank you. This is probably an interesting project when you come and see an art history class winning awards about sustainability. What happened was Cypher approached Oxnard College to see if any of our faculty wanted to encourage students to compete. And I was just getting into the Renaissance with these students, and we got together and realized that the spirit of the Renaissance and humanism was very much oriented towards invention and integrated science and art in a way that was pretty mind-blowing, pretty much part of a different century, probably the next century. It seemed like we were studying the past but uncovering ideas for the future. And we took a trip, a field trip, to visit with our librarian, Tom Stowe, who helped our students find resource materials for inspiration, for what they could solve in today's crises of environmental disasters, really, with art and science combined. So with that, I'd like to introduce our 4 different groups and allow them to give an excerpt or summary of their projects, which I think you'll get a sense of how they are inspired by art of the past to create solutions for the future. So thank you to Cypher for inspiring our class to really reorient a project into this adventure for students. The other element of what we did in the final parts of our class, after the students were so successful at the Sustainable Earth Decathlon, we came back to the class and they thought of how they can take those projects to the next level. So they'll share that with you today. Let's start off with Team Erosion. So when you come up, please say your names as well. Introduce yourselves to everybody. Well, go ahead and introduce yourself and then I'll play your video.
Oh,
My
I'm
name is
Christian.
Paula. I'm Valerie.
I'm Christian. I'm Carlos.
You can introduce yourself with your whole names if you want.
Shaheen. And I was it.
Okay. This is a short video that they prepared, but it usually has audio. Hold on. Let's see. I bet there's a magic audio button. Okay. Let me- Oh, yeah. Thank you. Oh, it's too loud, right? A little louder? Okay. The anticipation.
Our project is related to humanism based on Da Vinci's idea of seeking rational ways to help the human community. Do you consider yourself a Renaissance person?
As an individual, no, but as a team, yes, because everyone brings something different to the table.
Yes, we will have a museum exhibition at the
Going to
Republic Museum.
We'll give them attention to like problems going on or working on everything. And they'll start figuring out what's going on and everything.
for the children.
When I was a kid, I used to go to the beach every year during the summer. We'll play in the sand, make sand castles, make sand traps, make sand statues and everything like that. To me, the sand was like a playground of creation and exploration. At first, there was a lot of sand. However, every year I noticed the sand retreating back into the water, and the sand just disappearing away, and there's not that much sand at all. And it seemed like every time we went into the sand area, we were much closer to the parking lot. kind of bad.
Do you guys think we can stop erosion? Yeah.
Yeah. I think together
We can stop. Our project is related to she's the idea of seeking.
Okay, so let's find your PowerPoint. Here for a second. I'm a Mac person. Okay, so now I'll let you speak in your own words about your project. Do you want to use the clicker?
Okay, hello everyone. I hope you're having a good time. We're Team Erosion. My name is Jose, as I said before. And we're going to present this PowerPoint about erosion. We primarily came up with this idea of erosion because of what was happening on our beaches. But the thing is that that's not the only way of erosion on the beaches. There's a lot of ways, and it's not only here. So the members of our Team Erosion decided to go like further, to try to find different ways to try to prevent erosion to happen before it gets like to worse things. So, that's okay.
Well, our idea at first was to build an invention to prevent erosion, but we weren't able to do it funded, so we ended up just coming up with the idea of just spreading awareness about erosion and helping the community help themselves to preserve our beaches.
Our social marketing plan was to create a app, I guess, to spread awareness about erosion all around. And this game teaches the audience about the factors of erosion and its relevant threat to our community. And we fund this through a Kickstarter fundraising, and $1,500 would be sufficient to create our fund and the model creation that we would be able to put in the Gobi Museum.
Our inspiration was Leonardo da Vinci's water canals.
Speak up real loud, Valerie.
Okay. Yeah, canal systems and floating artifacts. And yeah.
The show, our reference was for Leonardo da Vinci's water machine, and if we would have gotten like enough funds or maybe more, we could have probably advanced the app of our games would probably include like a game, like creating like a water machine like Da Vinci, and then to show step by step how you can just create your own water machine to divert the water from the beaches that are getting eroded to back to the ocean, so that way you can preserve the beaches and the water at the same time.
So yeah, it's basically, so by working together, we could like spread awareness about erosion, and we could prevent it, as well as like notify others so they can help prevent it as well in their communities. And yeah.
Do you want to share with them the the project you guys have been working on?
Well, it's not finished yet, but we do
It's
have
still a work in progress.
we got a prototype.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see it from over there, because it's like the concept of it. But thanks to Ms. Lucy, we were able to have the permission to make an exhibition at the Goings Museum, Children's Museum. This is one of the prototypes we'll be showing to the kids. You know, like how kids like the colorful things, like interesting things. So they're just like looking in that. We believe that this is the perfect way, or one of the best ways, to show them how erosion works. Just like you're using like magazines, like all magazines. So, and we have another project too coming up. We're still working on it, but we believe we could do like a lot. You know, beginning from children who are like, you know, the new generation, and we really believe that education is like the first step to become better. I mean, like to preserve nature, to help our community more than anything.
Excellent. I think you guys did a great job. Okay, so now for our water team. So each group, one of the processes for the group was to identify an environmental issue to focus on, and at the same time finding an artwork from the past as their inspiration. You can also see from these posters which artwork they were looking at. Most of them have identified their inspiration in the poster that they presented. Come on up, you guys. So could you, when you speak to the back of the room so Chef Pilar can hear you way back there, and say your full name so that everybody knows who you are.
My name is Alexis Lara.
My name is Andrea Mendoza. I'm Jessica.
My name is Ricardo Duran.
And my name is Rico Darrow.
And I'm Samara. So we are the Aqua team, and we came up with a water desalination. It's actually an idea that we're actually selling.
We got our inspiration from this fountain in Italy. It's called Italian Fountain Fontana di Nettuno in Plaza del Nettuno in Bologna.
This fountain is actually a pumping system with salt water creating fresh water, but in their own way. The progress is to insert a container of seawater, light source of heat, waiting for water to evaporate, constantly running down, exiting through the tube, collecting salt water, creating the progress, causing salt water to become fresh water. We don't actually need to use this, but we're going to explain later what was our idea to explain this process.
Our water faucets, the same technology used in education cleaning stations already exists along the pier. People can bring empty jugs to the containers to these sites and fill out as much water as they need.
Marketing, planning, and distribution plan. We decided to get involved in the community, and we start kicking
we started a program, get involved in media campaign, and supported the local government and DIY blind solutions. And we're here to pass it on to other people in the community.
As social marketing leaders, I use Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Tumblr, and DIY websites. This is actually a model of more of a DIY, just using the solar, the sun as a way, as a heat source to reduce salt water to fresh water.
So we wanted every household to have a desalination device, so they could do it at home. When they're more responsible with their water,
And this could also help with the drought that's going on, future droughts.
Right now I'm going to show you a video.
Personally, I would like try to conserve more water when I shower or wash dishes or just household stuff that I can do on my own.
Just be more cautious and at least try to like recycle water if we can, like using gray water systems if we can, using like used laundry water and use that to water plants or grass. Like that would probably help and like lower water usage.
Okay, so the way this device works is just as a classical moonshine distillery. You have a heat source, whether it be electric, open flame, what have you, heating your pot of seawater. And as that water evaporates, the water vapor flows up into a tube that leads down, leading down to the eventual end of the distillery. The water condenses and flows down these tubes into its eventual ending point, either that or it spiraled through cold water to help aid in condensation and cool the eventual end product.
Our invention is the Made in Babylon. Our invention will help different communities who are struggling from severe droughts, and these communities to turn salt water into drinkable water. It will turn salt water into fresh water.
Thank you. Very brave. Very brave.
We're actually not done yet.
They want to share.
Sorry.
One of the aspects of the final part of this project was to figure out how to create something that would then inspire people to have a home desalinator that came from their inspiration of the fountain. So they got together and created this. What's your name for it?
I'll explain the other part. So this is more like a DIY do-it-yourself project that you can use a normal pot household with lid, put a cup in a cup that could handle heat source, water, salt water, and what causes when you close the lid, the feet becomes fresh water inside the cup. That's a way to get fresh water. Do you have anything to find an idea?
Okay, so I wanted to capture water and what it represents, so I sketched out the idea of sea life and creatures, and I just wanted to capture it so it would tie into water, and we wanted to create our own pot instead of just finding a regular one. And
So original idea was to use seawater from the ocean, but since we're doing our own kind of thing, we weren't able to use seawater because of the marine life that's in there. It also has like health issues with all that. So what we decided to do with the pot is we're just going to be using salt water, regular salt water. We're going to fire it up, make sure that everything's right, doesn't explode, no air bubbles or anything like that. So when the process was done, we were going to go ahead and paint it with acrylic paint, making sure that everything is just going to go perfectly well. So with that glass that we had in the middle inside the pot was going to be created with the drinkable water that we had. It was originally going to be a regular teapot, but we kind of wanted to make people believe like it's more than just a regular teapot. It's, you know, making an impact. You know, you have to think of the sea life, or making sure that like it also affects them with the water pollution that we have. So we're just trying to conserve water a lot, making sure that everything is, you know, very healthy and everything.
Good job. Very healthy and very beautiful.
Great job. Okay, so now we'll have H2Grow come up.
This could be a useful app. It will help by.
I guess let's play the video then.
Helping reduce the water usage in the way that the app works by monitoring how much water it gives out and working with the weather system.
Having a little trouble with
The TV makes sense.
She's always been fascinated by growing her own vegetable garden. But there's one problem that she always had, that she's a plant killer. She doesn't intend to be that kind of person, but it just happens that she kills most plants. There are other people who are the same, who desire to have their own gardens, just to be self-reliant, just to be independent, because right now the agriculture is going down because of the drought.
Our project was inspired by these Tres Juárez calendar paintings, through which artists kept records of different seasons for the cultivation of agriculture in their time period.
It is remarkable how these paintings influenced many people, instructing them how they were supposed to act in each particular season for their crops.
We as a group came up with the idea of making an app that does something similar, only this app can detect the weather of a specific area and can give you more information on how much water you can apply to the crops. Considering the current drought conditions and the continuing threat of climate change, the value of our smart grower system is undeniable. The fact that farmers have always relied on some such system, even a version comprised of illuminated paintings, shows the importance of disseminating precise growing information to farmers and to gardeners.
Introduce yourselves now.
Awards.
Hello, my name is Roxana Ramirez.
Monica Sanchez.
And I'm Andrew Levin. Well, the videos told you a lot about what we do, but I just wanted to tell you how we started off and our inspiration. It started off with, well, first taking this class. I thought it was art history, and we kind of switched gears when it came to the Renaissance. And she asked us if we were Renaissance people, and we didn't know what Renaissance people were. She said it was, or we kind of discussed as a group, that Renaissance people were good at all things. They found solutions. And so we try to find solutions for current problems that we have in our community. And as a group, we came up with drought, because the drought has been pretty impactful in Oxnard and California, and all California. And we came across this painting. It's a manuscript from Tres Riches Harris. I don't know if I pronounced it right. But it's June. It's kind of a Bible of ours, I guess. And it tells you when to plant, what season you're in, what can grow, what rituals to perform, and how to celebrate, I guess, agriculture. And I thought that was pretty powerful, and so did my group. And we thought, well, let's update this. Let's add some technology, and let's see how we can grow from our inspiration from this painting.
And one great aspect or feature about our smart grower is that it comes with sensory devices that for both the general public, which is small gardening, and large-scale agriculture.
Basically, the way that this would work, our concept is that whether it's in an agriculture setting and commercially or a residential, we created a smart grower application and sensors which go into the soil. They go every 3 feet, which is the idea, which we've come up with. Neither of us are, engineers or anything, but it's a concept, and it's in the beginning, it's infancy. But the idea is that whether you're at home creating your own garden, or it's a large agricultural scale, which we're really hoping might be a possibility. As we know, in our community, agriculture is really huge. That's what we're known for. That's what Oxnard is known for. So basically, the information would be gathered through these sensors, these spikes in the ground, and it would be transferred to a smartphone. It would let you know, just like on paintings, it would be based on the season, based on the climate outside, and based on the amount of moisture in the soil. It'll let a grower know whether they need to add water, whether they have too much water in their soil, and we believe this will help with our current drought conditions, just being able to conserve water that way.
This project will impact the way we grow our vegetables and individual gardens to large-scale agricultural farming.
So what the app does pretty much, it regulates how much water goes into the crops. That way it doesn't overwater it or underwater it. So you get pretty much the perfect crop. When you have alerts every time at the app in your smartphone pretty much. So it detects anything that's wrong with the phone, any alerts, any type of pesticides it might need, or if it has too much. And it's pretty much how it's both commercial and for people who are doing just for a hobby.
Timing turned out right before we went to the Sustainable Earth Decathlon in October. We just happened to see a newspaper article in the local paper about a local company called Resolve It, who has gained a $500 million contract with the Department of Agriculture to update their technology
this is not the only option, but we did invite them to our ceremony today. It was short notice, so I understand that they couldn't make it. We have plans to try to get a meeting with them and see if it's possible for us to present our idea to them. They did say that they're currently looking for ideas, looking for submissions, since they did receive this funding from the Department of Agriculture. So there's definitely a market out there. Now, whether we began our inspiration with a Renaissance painting from the 15th century to our current time, it really kind of plays together. The only difference is technology. It's advancing now. So. Thank you.
Ask the members of H2 Pro to come back up.
Hang on one second. I didn't realize we actually made brochures for our app.
Yay!
That we can.
You have some.
You guys
have to couple around.
Oh, you did?
I got
Okay.
one.
Did you guys get it?
So we really appreciate the power of your idea, which is, why you got put in place. And today we'd like to award you with a plaque with the individual team members' names on there for display. We would also like to present the $1,000 prize award to you. Well, here's one that you could hang on to. And I'd like to invite the Cypher team and also Stanley Sankov to award a board resolution.
Hi, everybody. Senator Jackson wanted me to join you all today just to express her gratitude and all of the hard work you've dedicated to seeking out creative solutions to the negative effects of climate change. And she knows that we need more young folks like you who are committed to doing this type of work, who are using science, technology, engineering, art, and math to seeking out socially conscious solutions. And so on behalf of Senator Annabeth Jackson and the state of California, I'd like to say thank you, congratulations, and present you with a certificate of recognition. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We may also invite Lucy Solomon and Dr. Herrera and Dr. Duran to come up for a photograph. That would be much appreciated.
Yeah. Check in the front. Check in the front.
I can't get down.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's bring up the Droughtnators. Waited patiently. Your full name.
Hi, my name is Jessica Kimball, and this is my team, the Droughtnators.
My name is Ashley Cortez.
I'm Salvador Guzman.
I'm Stacy Zaragoza.
I'm Daniel Garcia.
And please enjoy the video.
My name is Salvador, and I am a Droughtnator.
My name is Ashley, and I'm a Droughtnator.
My name is Marlene, and I am a Droughtnator.
My name is Sarah Pritchard, and I think the drought is important here in Oxnard
because plants need water and we need plants to survive.
Our invention is the home desalination system.
And it's important so we can face the drought problems we have in California today by using the water that is recycled through the system.
My name is Salvador Guzman. I live in the city of Oxnard, and we are a big agriculturally influenced community. I personally work in the fields. I work in the sod farms off the Wainini Road, and right now, due to the drought, we are experiencing a lot of hardships. We were supposed to get a raise in July, which didn't happen because the drought does not allow for water usage, especially for sod. Right now we are renting probably about half of our plots where previously it used to be pure sod. Now we have to rent it to people that produce food. And it has cost a lot of us to lose jobs, and I'm worried about that because they just give me a chance to miss work and come to class.
Our project is important because it saves water, and as today we have water problems, and it's a way of saving water.
I kind of feel like I am a Renaissance person because I'm thinking of ideas of how to conserve and reuse environmental resources to save water.
I feel like I am a Renaissance person inventing this invention for reusing water.
I really don't know what's going to happen. The drought is really affecting our community because, like I said before, we are heavily influenced by agriculture.
My name's Ashley. We're the dad neighbors, and we'll tell you a little bit about how we began. Our inspiration was from agriculture, as you can see. We decided to find something that could help the agriculture, but also the household as well. We thought about making a device that can was based on desalination.
I don't know if you guys can see the design on here. So the theory was for sun to enter through this plastic barrier and get heated by a black floor in a tub-like thing where you would pour the salt and, well, the salt and water, of course. And then that would evaporate, and then the water would slide down through this tube and then travel through the water tank, which would therefore be used for the watering of plants and everything else. But throughout our journey, we did have some problems with that. It's actually not very efficient. So that was one problem. And I don't know if you guys...
Yeah, we will bring that up in a minute.
Sorry.
No, it's okay, it's okay. So one of our main inspirations actually came from the ocean. And that's where this idea came from. And we decided we wanted to help the community because vegetables and fruit is very important, especially for the underserved community. I was in Compton a couple of days ago and I was walking around and there was like nothing fresh to eat. Everything was fried, salty, fat, greasy, and if we don't have fresh water to water plants, then that's the economy that we're going to fall into. So we decided, actually because the other group was going to do a home desalination system, that we would focus on a larger scale desalination system because Salvador works on a farm, and a vision of a bigger desalination system, and somehow either piping the water from the ocean to the desalination system and it getting desalinated and watering the plants. How many people in here Eat fast food. How many people here go grocery shopping, buy vegetables? Okay, you know that all comes from the farm. Now, how many people drink wine?
Oh no.
Yeah, you don't have to be shy. Well, the drought actually affects the taste of our food and the quality of our food. That's why this is so important. So we came up with this idea and we presented it to the Cypher group. And we did end up winning first place, which was very exciting. But on the journey, you have your ups and you have your downs. So where we're at now is we still plan on using Salvador's job site as a place a test site. So shortly after winning, Salvador was presented with an idea of a gravitational desalination system.
Yes. After we finished giving our presentation, a gentleman approached me at Cypher. He asked me for my information. I gave him my email address, and he sent me some links to websites that have a desalination system that's 70% more efficient than the ones being used today, and per year that would be like saving $8.7 million energy-wise. I'm not really sure how much water that is, but we've contacted Jürgen, and that's the owner from where I work, and he said he wanted a better presentation, so we didn't have enough time. The time span we had wasn't enough. We plan on continuing this project in an independent studies class next semester. Our professor is going to be like our coordinator. She's not getting paid for it, so
yeah.
We're going to continue on with this. We want to contact Desalinate Inc. because we know they wanted to have something like a machine out here, but we didn't have the resources to make the parts for it. But that was like 4 or 5 years ago. Maybe now they would be willing to help, and hopefully the company that I work for will also be willing to help.
So instead of reinventing the wheel, we decided to see what desalination systems that they do have available. And apparently there was a desalination system here in Oxnard, but they sent it to Arizona.
Right.
So the downfall that we hit is when we talked to Jürgen about the desalination system, and he was like, it's not efficient enough. And our hopes were like, he was like, I'm an engineer, I know about these things. And so that's all about developing, but we're not going to quit. Like Salvador mentioned, we are going to do an independent study because time didn't permit this semester to continue our efforts in research and development. And even if we don't bring the desalination system to Oxnard, what can we do? We can raise awareness, and I think one of the best things to do is reaching out to the youth, reaching out to kids. Some ideas that came up were possibly doing Earth Day with the kids and maybe picking up trash with them, but supervising them. And maybe, because I know I used to do this a lot with younger kids, we would go collect trash and they would pick something up and make art out of it. And I thought maybe that would be cool to bring in science and art once again, and maybe even possibly making a desalination system that kids could use, because if a kid can use it, then that's it. So,
yeah, we also had another idea of putting, to call that company, I forgot the name of it.
Yes.
Yeah, to come out here and like do a presentation to the community, to get them involved and to see what is possible and what could be brought here. Because it was like a plug and go type system where you just drop it in, it works. But yeah, they didn't get back to us because that was sent like 2 weeks ago, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago. And but we thought that'd be interesting to have like a little like kit that people can take home and put new faucets on that save water, just so we can actually affect the drought and, you know, get people aware of what's going on. So we have some ideas going.
We had a lot of ideas going. Theoretically, when we first came up with the drought solution, we thought we would probably be taking out more water out of the ocean than putting it back, and that maybe, just maybe, it might be a solution to erosion as well. Theoretically. Does anybody else have anything to add?
Well, our idea was created by this and all was to actually help out our community because we are known for the Strawberry Festival, which is a big thing here, and we do need water for that. We just wanted to help them out and find a solution and be part of the solution as a community and know that we did something for them. So just the idea that we brought it up, which I mentioned to a lot of people that I did talk about our idea going on in class, and they actually liked the idea and said it would be a great opportunity for us to bring it into Oxnard because we really need it. And we kind of got inspired by that. We really wanted to come through with this, and as we said, we're still going to go on with it until we get somewhere.
Yes.
And to our first place winners, I'd like to offer the plaque for you, the $3,000 prize award for first place.
One, two, three.
Cynthia and Lucy and Dr. Duran.
Step up, just 2 steps. 2 steps.
And I wanted to remind the H2 team and the drought leaders that we have your SED shirts available for pickup right here after the event. And I'm going to paraphrase a quote that I read recently that rings so true. We don't need to make a better world for our children. We need to develop better children who will make our world better. So here we are, the power of our ideas. And thank you, Lucy. We could not have done this without you. And we'd love to continue the work with you for the finalists and the winners, especially the H2 Growth Team and the Dragonators. We do have, as part of your award, time to consult with you. So reach back out to us. Okay. As you know, the first day of the Sustainable Earth Decathlon, the US EPA, which was one of our sponsors, ran a workshop on pathways, employment pathways within the US EPA. So within whatever track, you know, those are opportunities that you should look into. We also had Kumar Maheshwari, who is the general counsel over Endologics, who practices intellectual property, who is also sharing the workshop that we did on how to commercialize, how to file a patent for the innovation that you have. So loop back in with Cypher. We'll give you those resources to access and any others to help you in the path to commercializing your ideas. Okay.
Just real quickly, I would mention the federal agencies like the U.S. Department of Energy, EPA, all have what they call the Small Business Innovation Research, which is a venture development initiative, and it's for small emerging companies. Particularly, you get extra points for being a minority business enterprise, MBE, and you can take these ideas and do the R&D and get $150,000. It's like hitting the lotto, because if you get phase 1, phase 2, you move the prototype, it's like $750,000. And then phase 3, you meet with all the angel investors. So if you're interested in something like that, we can help facilitate some TA, technical assistance, look at that. And they offer those proposals on a regular basis. Department of Energy, EPA, Department of Labor, all those organizations. And I usually get those. I can shoot some of those over to Cynthia. I think they have an offering out right now, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to go back and check. But thank you for mentioning the consulting. That's something that Cypher would love to do with you. You have great ideas. Let's go forward, change the world.
The 2015 Sustainable Earth Decathlon is going to be in the planning phase in January, so whoever is interested in joining that planning committee, please contact us. I also wanted to loop back to the day of the Sustainable Earth Decathlon, because part of it included the Global Health Symposium on Youth Engagement, where our panelists were Jamal Miller, the Deputy Director of the California Department of Public Health Office of Health Equity. They're the ones who are looking at the climate change piece coupled with how it affects human health. We also had Piashat Terrell, who is the Pathways Program Officer at the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, and also Dr. Nina Ponce, who was the director of UCLA Center for Global and Immigrant Health. And so they talked about the power of youth and engagement and leadership. And so hopefully the skill sets, the knowledge base, the soft skills, the connections that you made throughout that process, you will bring back to your families, to your friends, to the community, to the school, and expand it and check and see what other ways you can help develop innovation to resolve the issues of the day. We also, again, want to thank Cynthia Herrera, who is also a recipient of our 2014 Changemaker Award for her excellence and her contribution for education, especially in STEM. But I think more than that, Cynthia, it's really empowering all of us to become a rising tide that raises all boats. So thank you.
Okay, so everybody in here is a star, that's for darn sure. We have some desserts next door with coffee, tea, or other liquids. So please join us next door. We have a Young Entrepreneurial Academy coming in at 5 o'clock. That's why we have to shift everybody to next door. So thank you all for being in attendance. And